Welcome, everybody. It is a special Cole's Corner Halloween special. And so, as people are joining in, my name is Andy Knieven, Minecraft Education Community Program Manager. But you could also call me Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison. And I am joined in with Cole. You there? No, I don't think Cole's there. Ah.
Cole could not make it today. I, Lord Vader, will be proceeding over the show.
This is epic. Oh man. All
Thank
right,
you.
so
Thank you all for coming.
this is going to be so good. So yes, welcome everybody. If you want to have your camera on, if you're in costume, I encourage you. If you want a camera on, that'd be great. I will. I'm gonna do a quick screenshot, or if anybody can capture that too, just to be easy. But Cole, we're gonna do a quick screen capture, and then if anybody is in and oh, Sarah, I love it. Thank you. We'll do a quick screen grab, and then we'll be able to get started on our amazing Cole's Corner episode. Oh, all right, all right. So let me turn this way. I'll be able to battle Vader here. All right, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna drag and capture that real quick, and we're good. Okay. I will drop that into the chat so we have all the love, and I appreciate everybody joining in. All right, I have to take this off real quick.
Yes, before we continue, son, help me take this mask off.
Yes, my lord.
Let me look upon you with my own eyes.
Oh, oh,
It's me! It was Cole the whole time!
the whole time. Oh, many light years and galaxies away, but oh, this is outstanding. Well,
Good morning,
if the,
everyone. Thanks for coming. Sorry
if
for the early morning theatrics.
and if this is your first Cole's Corner to join in, you picked a amazing one to join in on. Next time you're in charge of picking the costume if this is your first one that's joining in. But no, seriously, this is a wonderful Minecraft education community event where we get to connect with the infamous Cole Phillips, senior Minecraft game designer, and to be able to dive into customization. And this year, we're talking all about add-ons. And so this is being recorded. So if you're needing to drop because we know that you are teaching, you have other, responsibilities and things that happen, totally fine. It'll be replayed. We'll have that posted for you to be able to join. All of the past ones are available on the Cole's Corner playlist on YouTube that we have. But of course, keep the conversation going in the teacher's lounge and share what you are creating. Sarah, you shared last time the skin pack that you had created from our previous episode on custom skins. Those were so lovely and amazing and amazingly quick on the drop there too. But I shared, one of mine of my skin pack that I had created. So if you had created one previously, share it with us. We'd love to see.
Hey,
And from today,
turn the volume off?
and then share today's item creation that you guys are doing as well with us in the teacher's lounge as you have it. So Cole, I will hand it your way, but everybody in the call, if you want to drop in where you're joining from in the chat, that'd be fantastic too. And if you are dressing up in costume, we'd love to hear what you're doing for the holiday as well.
Yeah, do that really quick while I turn off my breathing because I can't hear over it. Sorry, my costume is so elaborate and like complex. It needs a team to run it. It's crazy. So I'm gonna turn off the breathing sound. You guys might not even hear it, but all I hear is the rhythmic scuba sound. So let me turn that off.
You're good. That's the power of Microsoft Teams sound suppression. So Oh, and in Florida, at least pretending. Oh, you are? Yeah, it's a black cat t-shirt. It's all good. It's a Sarah. It's almost like a spin-off on Sarah's Skelly Cat, which was just a year ago, right? This is like anniversary drop of customization Cole's Corner of our Monster Madness event from last year. But yes, very exciting. And yeah. Oh, and I like the new background. It's very thematic. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So as Cole joins back in, I do want to, yeah, remind everybody that as you are creating, share it with us. You can send me an email with the file if you want to drop it into the teacher's lounge. But what Cole and I have been working on and talking about is as you have your add-ons that you're creating, to be able to have that, and then Cole will incorporate and bring that into the game as well. So there's some, fun, surprises ahead, and if you're just getting started in on customization within Minecraft, uh, I mean, we have experts that have been doing this, but then also we have people at all parts of their journey along the way. So that's what makes this community so special and empowering is that people want to see each other succeed. And so having moments like this to be able to connect and share, but also learn is really exciting. So Cole, I will hand it your way to take over.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. I have to fire up the Minecraft because my computer is at the end of its life cycle, as it keeps telling me constantly. So much like last time, I didn't get a chance to finish the world entirely, but today we're going to talk about items and item creation, and we'll just kind of go through it together. And then when this world's done, you'll have it. It'll work the same way as before, where we build it in the workshop portion, and then there's the gameplay portion. Luckily, um, luckily the item creation is actually pretty easy now because of Blockbench. And if you don't have Blockbench already, then you should grab it because they'll make everything super easy. But we're going to look at some of the other components and whatnot. And we'll just have to do it kind of live today since I don't have the pre-made world. But we'll make a couple of cool things, or at least we'll look at some items. And the gameplay part is in here, so you can get some good ideas of how you can use some of these items in gameplay. Hopefully that sounds good, everybody.
Sounds good. Cole's been busy on this, but many other world creations and designs ahead, that's getting released with upcoming Hour of AI and additional, things ahead. So Cole's awesome.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I feel the same way about you. Not to turn it into a love fest, but yeah. Andy's great too, man. I couldn't even do this without him. So we have our previous episode, skin packs, and it's all set up. And so as you can see by the way this world's coming along, by the end, you'll be able to click on and see any of the previous episodes. If you haven't already gotten the last world, you can see that now we actually have it set up so you can actually watch the episode. So once this is done, there'll be a link to it through here. You can also play from here and exit, of course. And so now we have episode 2, custom items. So let's just get into it. See, look, the gallery's empty. It's so sad. But we're going to talk about items today. So I built this really kind of quick gem because, well, we'll see what it does in a minute. But the tools we're going to need, here we go. Give me a second here. I'm going to look in my worlds. We're going to look over here, and we're going to look at behavior. So we know that an item, much like any other kind of Minecraft add-on, is going to be, we have an items folder in our behaviors. There's also sometimes some associated files. I used JavaScript to write one of these add-ons today to show you like how that you can take it even further than what Minecraft has to offer, and we'll look at that a little bit. I'm not an expert in that at all, but I can tell you that using like, AI, Copilot, any of those kind of things goes a long way. It's actually pretty smart at writing the code, a lot better than I am. If you can explain it well, then it can get you the results. You just have to be patient with back and forth. So we're going to look at items, and there's a really good resource for all of the different types of items that you can get. Well, one, if you just look at Blockbench and you look at their wizard, it's probably the best way to get started. I'll just fire it up right now so everybody's familiar with it. But yeah, if you scroll down here to the item wizard, if you haven't used this, this is, I think, the easiest way. That's why I feel like I spent more time on trying to show like ways that you can use the items and things you could do to them rather than make them, because the process is literally so easy in here. We'll just talk about some of the things that are required in the JSON. So the presets that they offer you kind of a unique one for each of the clothing items. But the way I sum it up is that there's items, and they can be just generic, or a fuel item. So I think of it as fuel, food, weapons, armor, and tools, right? Those are like the three, the basics. No, other than that, you can't make a kind of an item outside of that yet. That kind of goes beyond, like we can't, not very easily, not with the Minecraft components, we can't really make like, say, a spyglass yet, right? Like we just don't have that ability. But you could probably fake it with some stuff, and I'll show you kind of something I did today to kind of fake some actions with items. But what makes each of these items what they are, right? And that's going to be the components that are inside of them. It's here, it's not surfaced, right? Because that's why it's a wizard. It's really easy. But if you look inside here, we're going to look at the items. So these are all the custom items I made for this Cole's Corner. But we're just going to look at something easy. We're going to look at we're going to start with, like, I don't know, like fuel, right? So we'll look at this thing. So at some point in this thing, look at that.
There we go.
I just had to make it happen. Okay. Apparently my links are dead. That's weird, because I noticed last night when I was finishing up work that the icon, which is usually, I think, that little missing one on my taskbar out there, is gone. So
I've noticed that was as my main Minecraft launcher, like when it updated, when an app updates, it disappears. You have to just remove it and then just search again, and then when it opens, just repin it. That always helps.
Good pro tip there. All right, let me get back to where I was, and hopefully this will work this time. Yeah, that literally, I mean, I was using this program like at 2 a.m. last night, so it was working, and then it disappeared from my bar. I wasn't sure what happened. I wouldn't be able to click on something again to see it. All right, let's see if this works. So we're gonna look at, okay, here we go. So this is a very simple item, right? It's the only thing that really makes this an item here is the fact that it's got Minecraft item, right, as its definition. It has an identifier, like, which, all of our stuff has identifiers. This menu category is where it, like, will show in the hotbar. Of course, you can, change that and put that. You can actually subcategorize. You could have it be an equipment and then have it be with, like, pickaxes or whatever. Again, this thing, as it guides you through, it'll ask you these questions. So I'm just going to name this test, and you give it your namespace. I just always use the MCU one now. And this controls the stack size, so how many items can stack. Typically in Minecraft, everybody knows the rules. Like tools are usually one, just one, and then common things like blocks go to 64. Some things are limited in how many they have, but this is a fun way to play with it. If you made a 6-pack of beer, you could make it stack 6 if you wanted, right? So this goes back.
And that's cool. This is how you adjusted, like, that math pack that you did.
Yes.
The math chest, yeah.
Exactly. So
that
cool. So that you got the right number of blocks that were relevant to like they stacked up in the same the numeric value that made sense for the base in that one. Yeah. The creative category, this is what I was just showing on the JSON. See, it's much easier to look at this than it is to look at this, but knowing both is good because later on we'll get to add some stuff and that you couldn't necessarily do in this wizard. So, but this is where you set that, and those are your four categories. You know, those are the tabs in the inventory, and then these are the subs, and you could put it in all these different things. So if you want helmets, these are just the subcategories of that. You know, the little condensed collapsible icons. So here you go. Here's your functionality. So what do you want your thing to do? Is it going to be a melee attack? Is it like a sword? Is it going to be breaking blocks? Is it a tool? Is it wearable? Can you put it on yourself? Is it food? Can you eat it? Is it fuel? Does it burn in a furnace? Or is it it's a place entity? Does it, like when you use it, does it make an entity appear? There's also another one that's not listed here, but there's a block placer too. And you can have an item that actually places blocks as well. So one of the final steps is, and this is kind of a new thing, but it's like one of the coolest features, is that in the old days, our items were an extruded version, like an extruded model of your 2D pixel art. With this, they've added this thing called Attachables, and with Attachables, you can add a 3D model of your item to represent it. So it'll still be the 2D picture in the hotbar, but you'll actually see it as a 3D model. So of the stuff we made today, we're going to see both. So that's the whole process. So again, like, thanks for coming, show's over. It's pretty simple, right? So, but rather than just quit here, we'll talk about, go a little bit deeper into each of the things and talk about what each one does. But the final step would be, export it as an add-on into the way you like, and then open it up in your game. So, what we're gonna do here, I'm trying to think of the best way to do it. So I wanted to show you, this is a simple item. This is just a stack of money. So it stacks to 64. It has the icon, and the icon is the item. So if we just look in this game and we see, I'm just gonna give myself some cash. Wish it was that easy in real life, right? Am I right? Give S cash. Oh, it didn't like what I did because I didn't finish it. There we go. So I just got this little stack of cash, right? Nothing I could do with it. I could try to hit you with cash, but that doesn't do much, right? But one thing that you might be able to do with cash is burn it. So, I mean, I could, let's see if I made it a fuel, if it worked. Let's see. Does it work? Does it burn? It does not burn. We cannot burn this cash. It's probably illegal anyway, right? All right. So this is just a simple item. One of the simplest you could come across. Now let's look at a food item, right? What do I got here? I've got
taco.
I got a tomato. Let's see here. So we got a tomato. And now we can see what we get out of the tomato. We got the identifier like before. We have the category. It's in nature because it's food. The tomatoes will stack to 64. We got its icon, which again, just like the cash, it's just using the actual 2D extruded in the hand, right? That's what you see is what you get is in the hand. And then this is one of the modifiers I was talking about where it breaks down into those 4 groups. So Minecraft food is a component you can add. Now, literally, we could add this if we wanted to our money. And if we did that, we could eat. Oh, wait, why do they have food in here? Did I already have food in here? Oh, that's weird. Or did I just put it in the wrong place? But anyway, we could add that component. It's under components. It should be. Oh, I know why. It's yeah. Um, and then we could eat the money, right? Um, this these modifiers help, like, so that, like I said, there's a whole list of these things here, and I have there's this, if you go to this link, I'll save this for you. This is the thing that talks about all the item creation, and it gives you kind of a pretty good, maybe not the best, but a pretty decent, it gives you a very good list, but and it does provide some syntax, but some of it you just have to play around with. And if you look here, these are the item components that we have. And it's quite a list. So these are all the different things that you can use to change how your items work. And by combining some of these, you'll get some pretty interesting things. Some of them are pretty simple, and some are required, right? And then, obviously you have something like the food, Minecraft food, which makes it, a food, and then Minecraft fuel, which turns into a fuel. But then you might have some different things like changing the hover text color, or is the thing dyeable, or enchantable. So all these little things that you can do to an item, they all come from that list, and then you put those in if you know how to make an item or an entity or anything that uses the components. You put those in under components. So, like with the food example, is this? Yeah, I'm actually not 100% sure why that one didn't paste in the way I thought it would. Because I think it needs to go here. That's why. Boom. So now if we do that, and I'll just save that, go back to our world, and let's see if that lets us eat this money. I'm not frozen, my computer is. I'll try not to do that again.
And of course, for anybody that's replaying this, joining in, but the idea that you saved, you're closing it, having to reopen it for it to activate or to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that explanation there. And boy, is it taking its sweet time. Sorry.
Oh, you're doing great.
The next Cole's Corner will be much faster because I'll be on my new computer. Or it won't happen because I won't have a computer. Who knows? I do have a new computer. I've just been working with the help desk trying to get it set up, and our security is very difficult to bypass right now. All right, if this worked right, look at that. I don't know. You guys probably didn't get to hear it.
No, I think your sound's not shared.
Okay, I'm gonna take away my share and I'm gonna try to redo it. But here we go. Not that it was super impressive, but it did. All right, so we got our cache right now. Down the hatch. I don't know if you heard it burp, but that amused me. So yeah, so just by adding that component, now it's edible. And it only offers a nutrition of 1. And you can eat it always. You can change this so you can only eat it when you're hungry. There's a lot of different little kind of settings, and that site again, some of this is listed out under the, like when you click on one, like let's look at food really quick. And you can see it lists the properties that are under it. So we have the can always eat, the cooldown, like how much time between eating the next one. What effect happens when you eat something, you know? You can set all this stuff. Is meat, the nutritional value of it. So, I mean, you can see there's quite a bit of properties. And here's some samples. So this one is a good example because it gives you examples. Not all of these, unfortunately, provide as much syntax examples, but if you're making something and you have an idea and you can't figure out if it's possible, I'd just say keep experimenting. And if it doesn't work, hit me up and I'll look into it and see if I can help you make it happen. And if it's possible, we'll get it done. So we talked about food and we talked about fuel, right? Oh, fuel. We didn't talk about, well, we talked about fuel, but we didn't get to fuel. So let me just show you what a fuel would look like. So I made this propane tank. You know, king of the hill style propane. And that component there is right here, the Minecraft fuel. So if we copy that and we paste that into our cache, right? Now, would you believe you could eat this and burn it? Let's see again if now we got this cache. What can we cook here? What's something? How about an iron ore? I guess. The iron ore. There we go. Let's try that. See if this works. So we put in our iron. Let's see if this. Look at that. Guy got money to burn, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, so that's now we've changed that into a furnace. I mean into a fuel source. Now we'll look at the next kind of major component, which is the damage. I think everything has like an inherent damage by like its digger type. Let's look at the tool type. So where's my thing here? Let's look at this. Where's my little thing here? I got
look,
this.
I was saying you've got money to, if you're giving away the big candy bars if you got money to burn.
Oh yeah. So this is my rusty old axe. Now it's different from a normal axe because it's not very good. It's a bad axe. So as you can see, I think I have a damage component that's too low. Must be 1, so I'll have to fix that. I was trying to make it as weak as possible. I guess I didn't look to see if it was possible to go that low, but there. So this old rusty axe, what makes it an axe? Well, it has the digger component. I know digger sounds like it's going to be a shovel, but digger is the component that you put on all the tools to make them do their ability. So digger is a pickaxe, it's an axe, it's a shovel, it's whatever the tool, however it works, whatever its function is. And then you actually set the speed that it does its task with the blocks. So in the case of an axe, we know axe goes against wood, and so we set the speeds of how quickly it can destroy wood. I set it to very slow because this is a rusty old axe. I don't want it to be very good, so I set it really low.
What is the range of that?
You know, I don't know, but maybe we can find. Maybe we can find that question out for you.
I can look. Yeah, you carry on. It's all good.
Yeah. So if we go under digger here, and we got our speed. It does not say.
But scrolling down to the examples, it shows like there's one that's 6 and 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean yeah, I think on my high end one, I think I set it to 100. So
okay.
But yeah, the numbers are pretty low. Like I mean, typically, I don't know if this is seconds. It's definitely not ticks, so it might be or I don't know if the value is just a value, right? I mean, I'm really not 100% sure, but higher the number, the faster the dig, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
the chop or whatever you're doing here. So this is where you set up which block. And you can set up a block. You can make it say, I just want this to break ice, or I want this one to break wood, and you can do the tags. Now, there are certain blocks that have tags in our game. That you, again, using the, this one of the websites, you can find a list of all the tags. Not all blocks are tagged, but a lot of them, but categories tend to be. So you could use a tag like wood, and it will just cover all the wood. You don't have to list out every wood block. And then metal, stone, etc. Those are all in there. But there's some other cool tags, and I'll show you in a second here. But there's the tags that are just like, oh, it's destroyed by a pick. So then it covers anything that the game normally associates with being a pick break or a shovel break. And so that's a good way to like make, like if you're just trying to reproduce something like, your own axe, and you want to cover everything, like every wood, you can like say anything that works like an axe and it'll perform like an axe. This one I did try to nerf, so I wanted it to be this rusty old axe that could barely cut wood. And then you can set up when it's the durability, which is low. So if I smack this seems to like be combat related, and I don't know if it's a bug or not, but like, usually when you're like smacking an item, after you use like in the game, you're using a pickaxe for a long time, and eventually it wears down until it breaks, right? I've been having an issue where I can't kind of replicate that unless I'm fighting mobs. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing wrong, or if it's a bug or something's broken or in the creator part of it. Unknown. So maybe it could honestly be something I'm doing. But this for sure works when I'm fighting mobs. So durability of 1, this thing's going to hit like one mob and basically break. But I can seem to chop with it for a while before it wears down. And then this would be the materials you use to repair it. So this one, when you set it up, it just uses iron, but the amount is 0. So this is like unrepairable. And then this hand equipped, this like lets you put it, it tells it that it changes the orientation between like it being a tool and it being, like I like the cash that just was like kind of sat in the hand. Did you? Okay. Did you get this lobby thing? I'm gonna close this.
I'm working on it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You keep on going. I'll keep working on it. I'm trying to admit Jake in here.
Okay, perfect. So I made a tool. Well, should we talk about armor first? Let's talk about armor real fast. So, I made one thing in here. I made night vision goggles. And what makes them, a piece of armor or clothing is this component here, which is the wearable. And then under the wearable, its properties is the slot, which shows you where it's going to go. So if you change the slot, you can make it the chest piece, the boots, etc. This tells you the amount of protection it has. Again, we have the enchantable, we have the durability, and the repairable. We have all those things that we talked about. But the big takeaway on a piece of equipment that you can wear, like armor, is that it uses the wearable. And that'll let you put it on your character. Wearable always kind of uses an attachable system. So because it becomes a model that goes over your character. Usually, it uses the armor model as its basis. So if you've ever looked at a character and seen how the characters are broken down, you'll see that there's a model there, and I think it's in mobs, and you can see all the pieces of the armor. They're just like It's kind of same skeletons, but just bigger.
And
But
Elise in the chat added that the damage chance is what you need to set it for to lose durability.
The what?
The damage chance to lose durability.
Oh, okay. And I just don't have that component on here. Is that,
Yeah.
Oh, or in
Or you may have mentioned, or it was listed in one of those.
It was here. Huh? Yeah, I don't have it as one of my tags, but good to know. And then let's look at, so what I made here is I tried to see how many of the, like what, if I can make the ultimate tool. So I wanted to try to take everything from, see how many components I could kind of mash together. So what I made is, what I consider one of the ultimate tools, in real life, the Swiss Army knife. So I made a Swiss Army knife. And one thing my Swiss Army knife has going for it is it is an attachable. So you can see, instead of just having the little icon of my closed knife, when I open it, I pull it out and it becomes a 3D item with all the blades, all of its little tools hanging out. What I wanted to show is that I was able, like, let me just open this up. Alrighty then. So I tried to incorporate several different things. So one thing that this knife does is that you can actually wear this knife, or you can put it in your offhand, and you can't wear it as like armor, but you can put it in your offhand, and so that means you could actually have two of them if you wanted. So we could we can dual wield them. You can see they're like a 3D object because we did the attachables. I'll show you how the attachables work. But again, that the wizard just kind of walks you through it. If you click that button, it sets up all the folders. But essentially, you're going to make a model like you know, in Blockbench, like how you'd make any kind of entity model, and it's just going to assign it to, instead of making it an entity, because it's an attachable entity, and it puts it in the hand. You could actually set the animation. So there's an animation for what it looks like in first person and in third, right? And again, if you're following kind of the basic item structure, it's kind of set up. But I'll show you an example, and when we get to the game part, where I did have to change it a little bit. So anyway, what can my thing here do? Well,
Cole, before you go, you got some call outs on Edward Scissorhands and
yeah,
and Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, totally. Right. Yeah. No, it's pretty menacing looking, especially when you have two.
Dan and Mike both dropping those in. Yeah.
One thing that's funny is it actually gives you like kind of like a little bit of protection when you're holding them. Just a little. So this would be breaking a log. So I set these up to show difference in efficiency. That's me punching a log, right? And this is how quick this thing shreds them. So kind of powers through them pretty quickly. We got beating up a stone, not very fun. And we don't even get anything, but with the Swiss Army knife, we just cut through like butter. Same with stones, same thing. We just smash through dirt, everything. So basically, this has a digger component that for every type. Metal, not an issue. You know, like metal on our own, not the funnest thing, right? But the Swiss Army knife can handle it no problem. So that's a pretty, these are all pretty basic components that we could set in the game. One thing I did do is I made this little, see if it's in here. This is my creeper tank, my creeper in there. Yeah, let's see. I wanted to see if I could kill a creeper quicker than it could kill me at close range. Oh, yeah, not a problem. So it is kind of the creeper killer too. I do have to fly out of, oh, no, I don't have to fly out of here because I have this. What am I thinking? I was going to fly out, but this obsidian, I mean, it's still obsidian, but this is about as strong as a diamond pickaxe. So even with a diamond pickaxe, obsidian takes some time. But, you know, if I was stuck in this hole with my hand, I'd be in a lot of trouble. But now, to show you what you can do with some items and some other ways is I wanted to make this thing. I really wanted this tool to do more. I wanted it to have a couple other features that I found I couldn't really do with the normal Minecraft components. So I ended up doing some JavaScript stuff to make this thing do a couple extra things. And one of the things, yep, there it is I wanted this thing to start fire. And I'm gonna die here. As if I don't find some water soon. Maybe I'll survive it. Okay, so yeah, fire's dangerous. There we go. But yeah, I can use this to start fires. Oh, it's gonna kill all my sheep. But that's okay. I like pork chops. But the other thing I can do is actually I can use this to shear a sheep. So I have this, I got the tool that does it all. So I can shear sheep and I can start fires. And I think that's it. I think that's everything it does, right? Do you remember anything else, Andy, off the top of your head?
You talked about defense, right? And fire.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's like the ultimate tool.
Yeah, it's a fun one. So to do that, I had to make and it'll kill the sheep pretty quickly too. So that's using the JavaScript, and what that's doing is letting me. I put these in because I thought it'd be really cool to just have it light on fire. But what it does, they just start the fire wherever you cut it. Oh, I forgot it tills. It tills. So I can actually till the soil, although I have to scorch the earth sometimes. But yeah, I can actually use it as a hoe as well. So yeah, it does. It's like all the tools combined into one, which is, you know, kind of what a Swiss Army knife does. So that's that. And because of the time being late, I'm going to run through the game part really quick. Just going to clear my inventory here. And I want to show you some kind of game ideas of stuff that you can do. And again, you'll have this world. You can backward engineer it. Hopefully it gives some inspiration. My guy's not set up yet. But basically, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go through a dark maze, and we're going to see those night vision goggles come into play. So we're going to go in this maze and see how valuable night vision can be in this environment. So, yeah, so it's very dark. And I'm just going to kind of fumble through the darkness until I find this chest. I know you guys might not be able to see anything, but now I got these night vision goggles. Oop, and I'm going to put them on, and now I can see. So now I can navigate through this maze. Now, what I'm looking for are these skulls. These are wax skulls, and there's keys hidden inside them. So I need to find 4 of them. See, all this would be explained earlier, but just have to tell you now. So I need to find these skulls here because I'm going to need these skulls I'm going to need the keys to escape the dungeon. And so again, the skull is a custom item, and well, it's actually not an item; it's a block, and it just in its loot table it has you know, it's just dropping itself essentially. But there's another one.
The flickering, is that because of the
that's
night vision goggles?
Yeah, that was a decision I made, in effect, to just give it to you for a couple seconds repeatedly. So the way it's running is it's a command block that's detecting that I have night vision goggles on, and then I put night vision on you, but only for 3 seconds to give it this effect. What I'd like to do, and you can do this, I just didn't have time because it just takes longer, but I wanted to make an overlay effect so that it was like green, so it looks like the night vision goggles. But the easiest way to do that is to put a pumpkin on your head, right? But then you would see that I have a pumpkin, but in this view, you can see that I have my goggles and they're these third person, they're not just the normal helmet, they're geo. They have like 3D-ness to them. So they're not just like a texture like on a helmet. So I wanted to show that. Otherwise, you could just retexture the pumpkin if you really wanted to go the quickest way. But so here's our propane tank here. So I'm gonna take that, but I'm still missing a skull. So let me I don't know where I missed that skull. Is it somewhere? Over here. There we go. So yeah, the flickering is because of I just wanted to make it seem like there was an effect that it was doing something and not just that you have night vision now. Kind of adds to the gaminess of it, right?
Oh yeah.
And now that I made it to this chamber, I can just take them off here. All right. It is pitch black though, so maybe I do need to leave them on. Okay. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to take these skulls and we're going to put them in the furnace and cook the wax off and reveal the keys. And when we get all the keys in, and so that's where our propane comes in. Propane, I set it to the max. So if you put in the propane tank, this thing's going to burn like forever. It's like the best fuel. Now, see, you're probably wondering where that key went, or maybe you're not. The key drops into this hopper and went into this chest. And when all the keys are in the chest, then this door will open. So the reason I set this up is because I wanted to show you like different fun things that you could do in your maps to, puzzle, kind of gamify some of just the way items work. So in this one, we're literally using it as a key to open this door. And now we got that one, and you got this, put this skull in here. And you can't see in here yet, but trust me, it's doing something.
It looks like there's something along the side back there.
Where?
To the left of the chest.
That thing? That little red thing? Yeah, that's a comparator. Now, see, watch. Now,
oh, I see. Okay.
Ta-da! The door opened. And why? Well, we all know. It's because the 4 keys powered up the comparator and it sent the red zone signal to open the door. So I left this mechanics open in case anybody wanted to use that later. But now I'm going to take these keys, and as I took the keys, that also made the door shut because now there's no signal. So, but we need the keys. Take keys out of the chest to use for the next lock. So we got this door here, and what we got here is kind of this pattern, right? Now let's see here. If I put this guy here, and then we got the pearl here, and then if I put this guy here and here, it didn't work because that's wrong, right? So we grab this and grab this, and I'm matching the pattern, and bam, the door opens. Now, if you want to check out how this is done, I put there's like little secret hatches around here that take you to my little control rooms. But basically, this is just a simple test for, and it's comparing this to this. And if this matches this, then it opens.
That's awesome. I love that.
Thanks. And it's a pretty simple one to do because you're just defining a region to compare, and then you just have to make sure they match. And if you use unique items like I did with these keys, then no one could put in something else, right? They have to use the items you gave. So we're going to come up through here, and we stumble upon...
There's a question, and of course, anybody, feel free to unmute, add in, and eject as well. But Pamela added in the chat, with the pattern, do you have deny blocks in front of the second one, or what if the students take the wrong ones?
Yeah, so this map is not using the deny. This is just in survival. But yeah, if you have it on adventure, it is kind of a bummer. Adventure does block you from taking, lets you still put something in a slot, but not take it out, which kind of sucks, to be honest with you. But the workaround for that is kind of what you said. You put an allow block underneath, and you just hope that they don't break the frames. You could do things. You could also, if you really want to like try to lock it down, you can do the same kind of test for that. Make sure that the frames are there, and if they do get broken, you can run a command to put them back. And it's just like having like double the commands, right? You just have one that checks to see what's in them and one to see what's if they're there. And if the kid broke the frame and then they're like, oh, I can't do this or whatever, then you could just put the frame back for him. So a little more work, but in survival it didn't matter, because in survival I could just easily pull those out, right? Was there something else, or should I?
No, you're good. Yeah, carry on. Yeah,
okay.
great.
So this is our overwhelming forest, right? This is a overgrown forest. We can't really get through, and we found this old woodsman, our Tin Man, and he has the rusty axe that we talked about. He also, what did I just take? I took his pants.
Took his pants.
No, dude, I don't want your pants. I want your axe. That's funny. Anyway, he also has some oil, if just to. So we're gonna use this axe. I'm gonna try to hack through this forest, and as you can see, the forest is pretty long, and it's gonna take quite a bit of time to get through the forest. What's this?
I say that's wicked. Oh.
What's this I'm seeing here? It's Ash from Evil Dead. It's Steve with a chainsaw. So I'm gonna take his chainsaw, maybe. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Why can't I take your chainsaw, Steve? Why can't I take your chainsaw? Oh, there's two of them here. Oh my gosh. There's two of them. I'm trying to click the one. Okay. So, oh, I did take the chainsaw. They're stacked up. So one of the things, I built a reset, and I guess I reset it, and it cloned him, and I didn't destroy the original. So there's two of them. So now I got this chainsaw. So here's the chainsaw, and again, it's an attachable. So it's a 3D model. This one is one where the views changed, like how you hold it changes based on the view, right? So that
looks so awesome, by the way, in that third point of view. And then Pamela, I mean, I not to speak too far down the way, but Cole, I mean, we have a Cole's Corner add-on.
I think we all want a chainsaw now.
Yeah, all about sounds and the animation of the items. I mean, the feature. Yeah.
Check out that efficiency. Now that's how you get through a forest, am I right? I gotta give a shout out to my good friends at Shapescape, Luigi and Fabrizio, who helped me figure out how to make the animated texture on an item, because the normal way I would do it with the flip book, that's how I would do a block, that's even how I would do an entity, it would not work on the item, and they showed me another way, and that's why I caught this cool animated blade. So props to those dudes. They're awesome guys, and you guys all have seen Shapescape's work, and they do incredible stuff. So, I mean, they made that the teacher's toolkit little add-on that I'm sure you guys have all played with, and it's awesome, man. Those guys are talented folks. So thanks, guys, if you're listening. Thanks for helping. So this is the final gameplay area. I'm going to just clear this out really quick. I'm going to clear my inventory here, guys. So this is my farm. And what we want to do is I wanted to create something that was like in the game loop. So I wanted to make food. I wanted to make a taco. That's what I wanted to make. So I tried to gamify like how I can make a taco and tie it into the Minecraft game loop. So let's see what I got here. I'm going to need some buckets. I'm going to need some propane. I don't think I'm going to need those other tools. But the first thing for my taco is I'm going to need some cheese, I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna milk this cow. All right, thanks, cow. Now I got some milk. I'm gonna milk you again. All right, so now I got some milk, right? That's just normal Minecraft gameplay. Now, oh no, I forgot to get, so one thing I'm gonna need is I'm gonna order it from Amazon. I mean, I have an Amazon order coming in here in a minute. It's my mailbox, but I'm gonna have to like actually order something right now. I'm gonna order 2 things here. I'm gonna give myself, I forgot to add these in. This is my bad. I'll fix it in the final. I need some salt. Trust me, that's salt. Boom, salt. I'll have to have mail order that to myself, but salt is one of our chemistry items. We also need, oddly enough, sea pickle, which I didn't give myself, but I'll make a little area where I can get my sea pickles. So those I should tie in. So now I need, so using this crafting table, I'm gonna make my cheese. So my cheese is, I got my milk and oh, there's another ingredient I needed. I can't believe it. Sorry, I forgot. I need sugar. I'll fix all this, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Okay. So to make my cheese, I believe it's sugar and salt. Yep, and milk. And then I got my cheese. Nice block of cheese here. All right. So we got our cheese. Now, we're gonna make. We need some beef. I want a beef taco. Sorry, beef. Where's my chainsaw? Well, I don't have my chainsaw, so I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Sorry, Bess. I need you. All right. Now I got some beef. Oh, but do I have enough beef? I don't think so. Fortunately, I'm making a lot of tacos here. All right. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make...
So you could make a baby. Now you don't have milk for more cheese.
No, I know it's not very meat's not very sustainable, right? I guess I needed them to have some offspring. I'm gonna give myself. I didn't. Is it uncooked? Is what it's called, right? I'm just gonna type beef. It'll find it. No, it's just called beef. Okay. One more. I need. There we go. Okay, I need 9 beef for the next stage because I need a lot of beef. I'm making a lot of tacos. And then I can make raw ground beef. So now I got raw ground beef. And now I'm going to come in here. I'm going to put my propane tank into our furnace and I'm going to cook our ground beef. Cooking in progress.
Cool. Brown says that's awesome, by the way. I just shot him a message and at Shapescape and said, yeah, this is pretty cool. So
awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
We might not need all this meat. So okay, what else then? So well, we got lettuce. No, we have lettuce. We have lettuce over here. We have lettuce growing. So let's get some lettuce. All right, so now we got some lettuce, and this is sustainable. I could replant it, and some tomatoes maybe. Okay, so what else? Well, we need tortillas. I didn't want to go through the whole process of planting corn and all that because you already see how this is done. So I just ordered it. This is my mailbox. You can see I got a bunch of junk mail, but I also got this package from Amazonian Express. So I'm gonna open this up here.
With the bundle.
Yeah. I love package days. What did I get? Oh, I ordered some tortillas. So I got some uncooked tortillas here. So I'm gonna take. Oh, we got the meat. I'm gonna cook our tortillas. I can smell them. I just love taco. Oh, look at that. We got our taco shell. I just love the smell of tortillas. Okay, anyway, so now I think we might have enough to make our taco. Let's see. So we can put in a shell and some beef some cheese, and some lettuce. Look at that. We got a taco. We got our taco. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, that was good. Okay.
Can't ever have enough taco. Oh,
right. So, oh, I need to get another tortilla here. Okay, here. Let's see. I'm gonna make another taco. Do I have all the ingredients? Oh, I need more cheese. I'm just gonna get you some. You guys get how it works.
Cole, you getting some love? Pamela's saying, yeah. Oh my gosh, I need to learn how to do this for Spanish students.
Yeah. So I mean, you'll have this, and what this is showing is not only, I mean, obviously, what this shows is we're making recipes, which we can talk about how to make the recipes. If you don't know how to do that, it's also loot tables. Is an important part of this. Let me just, oh, you know what? I don't have the lettuce, so unfortunately, it's gonna kick me out again. Let me just grab this lettuce here. And okay, now I think I have everything I need to make my taco. But so we got our cheese and our lettuce.
I'm just curious.
That gives
Can
us
you like add onion and that way you can have the taco with pico de gallo?
Yeah, so check this out. So I personally like a taco supreme. I like sour cream and tomatoes on mine. So I'm going to make some sour cream. I'm going to take this milk and I'm going to add a vinegar, which is my sea pickle, and now I made sour cream. So I got my sour cream. So now I'm going to put my sour cream, and like you said, I don't have the peppers yet, but I'm going to pretend the tomato is that. And now look at that. Taco Supreme. Taco Supreme. And that is the end of the episode for this week or this month. On items, if there's any questions or anything you guys want to go over, I know we didn't really talk about the recipes. I can kind of show them really quick. The recipes are inside of your behaviors. So you create the recipes for what you want. So there's two different types. Like there's like the cheese is something that's going to be in the crafting table, but sometimes we want things to be a furnace recipe. So we have this furnace version. And this is how we actually use the skulls as an ingredient. So we put in those skulls and we got those keys out of them, right? And if you look at that, that's also how we did the tortilla. So with the tortilla, we gave it a furnace. So it's like, okay, raw tortilla outputs cooked tortilla when it's in the furnace. So the recipes are pretty easy. The other thing that kind of ties into this is the loot tables. Now the loot tables are like hooked. You can tie them. You can have loot tables for whatever you want, anything, and you can even call loot tables. You can actually call all these with commands and have anything in a loot table summon like whatever you want it. But our lettuce, for example, we'll look at our lettuce. Our lettuce, this tells each one of these roles says like, hey, what could it drop? And the weight of it is like how often, like how guaranteed, I guess it is to that's why there's two of these roles. So like this will for sure give you the lettuce plant back, right? And like it's like here's the count 1 of 1, and this one you can change these weights so that you can pick basically which items drop more frequently. So it's almost like having a randomizer, right? You can randomly have like, you wouldn't want to necessarily do with like the lettuce, but like imagine if you put in this lettuce like you put a worm for whatever reason, just want to be funny, and you gave it like a really low chance that every now and then when you're harvesting lettuce or the tomato or whatever, you find a worm. So you can set these up in the loot tables, and that's how those work. And the only thing that we didn't really go into today is the scripts. And to be honest with you, I don't feel I know them well enough to even talk about them. But basically, it's a JavaScript, and AI wrote this for me through a lot of back and forth dialogue, and I told it what I wanted it to do, and it did it. I provided everything else that the world had, because if you start from scratch, I don't recommend having an AI make an add-on for you yet. It doesn't know how to do a lot of basic stuff that you could do in seconds. But if you have your add-on completely made and you're ready and you're like, hey, I want this Swiss Army knife to start a fire on the ground, in a couple of days you might get that out of it. So it did take a while of playing around to get this to work, but finally it did. And this is the code for how that worked. So and you can, and this would be another way, like you would probably use this in part with your UI system if you want to do that overlay for the night vision goggles or stuff like that. So in this world, when you get it, don't be afraid of wrecking it. You can always back it up, but I did put, like I said, the control rooms in this thing. One pro tip I say is like, if you want to just go around and kill all of the entities, it doesn't even matter if you can, but I did put respawners here. So this resets the farm, this resets the forest. This will fix, the forest. And now the forest is back to that oppressive, dense mesh that we have to cut through again. But the difference is the downside to it is that the entities are double. That's why that when I tried to grab that chainsaw, I had a hard time. So if you want to reset it, I recommend just kind of killing all the entities. But don't do /kill at E, because there's a lot of entities in this world. For the other Cole's Corner, remember, like, this world has everything from last month too. So you don't want to kill like basically every entity and just destroy everything in the game, because those won't reset. So these resets are just structures that reset the things in this adventure. So and then, like I said, there's control rooms to see how I did some of the other things. So if you want to learn how to do like the key puzzle thing that we showed earlier, or the night vision, you want to see how the night vision's set up, I have those set up in there as for you as well, so you can just check those out. And as usual, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. And this world, it's, as you notice, the workshop part isn't done. I have to put in, the step-by-step, which again, Blockbench does such a good job at guiding you through. It's not really going to be, it's going to be more like, here's some examples of the 4 kind of basic types: food, fuel, tools, and armor. And I'll share that list of all the components and stuff, and those will all be in the game. We'll kind of walk you through to kind of make probably that Swiss Army knife, and then you'll have the little gym to play out with it, and then you'll go into the game portion that we just saw, and hopefully that will give you guys some good ideas for how you can use items in your lessons. And so
awesome. No, Cole, this is outstanding. So much love, Dane, in the chat. I mean, Cole, scroll back on the chat for sure yourself, but I mean, brilliant stuff, Cole. Pamela had to leave with the bell ringing, but super excited to catch up live on the recording, or catch up via the recording. And so I said, yeah, once the recording is done, and we'll touch it up, cut out some of those moments midway on, but also the world file. So stay tuned on the follow-up emails and posts in the Teachers Lounge on having access to all of that to be able to dive into it yourself. But as you create, if you took screenshots, as you have like your aha moments of it, like I've been like on the side, like blasting away, shooting Brown message, posting some screenshots of like, this is just wicked cool. So no, I appreciate everybody joining in today. And I know that with the holiday and season, we have a lot of fun, but every day is a lot of fun in the Teachers Lounge with everybody in the community. So I do appreciate everybody joining in and sharing along the way.
Same.